And we are live with today's live update on what is happening in Washington, D.C. Folks, we have been going to war. Gun owners have been going to war like crazy, politically speaking, for the fake news media and those who want to target us. But, folks, I am glad to announce to you in tonight's video that we are starting to see cracks in the dam. We are starting to see the momentum get sucked out of the radical left. We're starting to see signs of it, and we're going to talk about that here in tonight's show for just a couple of minutes. So, as always, folks, I'm going to put on the powerful chat overlay, and you guys can jump into the comment section. Let us know where you guys are checking in from. I'm doing it old school tonight. I see Wendell Thomas is jumping here into the comment section. I'm in the old Ohio gun owners, live stream setup. And welcome in, everybody. I see a bunch of people checking in from Ohio tonight. Angela checking in from the Bronx. Welcome in, everybody. Wow, people from all over the country. Yonkers, New York, Madison, Georgia, Lancaster, Ohio, right here in town, Alliance, Ohio, London, Ohio. What's up with all Iowa checking in?
They know you're here. They know.
I'll see my buddy Chris checking in with the best name in the world. Let's jump right into it, everybody. I am joined tonight, obviously, with my brother from the same mother, Alex Dorr, the political director of Georgia Gun Owners. What's the weather like down there, Alex? Is it hell hot?
It is hellacious.
Yeah.
Hellacious.
So much better than blizzard weather, right?
Nope. I'd take a cold snap right now in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Air conditioner rain for 12 hours.
We can't all be perfect. Let's just jump right into it. Let's jump into it. And I hope you're all staying safe out there, especially if you're in Ohio and Pennsylvania tonight. There's a lot of bad weather going around all over the place that I know of. There probably could be more in other places. But, folks, let's jump into it right now. It's breaking all over the news, all over Twitter all day today. And starting last night and yesterday, quite frankly, that we are driving a wedge into those top 10 in DC right now. I'm going to throw their picture up. This is the top 10 losers who are ramrodding this gun control on the Republican side. We're so many people, so many hundreds of thousands of people across America are hammering on their state, on their U.S. senators right now, that there is starting to be some disagreements. Okay, I'm just going to see if I can jump over into the screen share here. Let's
see it
on a tour here for a second. Check this one out. This is on Yahoo News by the bunch of Yahoos at Yahoo. But GOP Dem Senate bargainers, well, better one for bargainers would be backstabbing traitors. Divided over gun details. This article goes all the way through it. It says Democrat and Republican senators were at odds on Thursday over how to keep firearms from dangerous people as bargainers struggled to finalize details of their gun control sellout in time for the for congressional votes next week, folks. And I want to stress that to you. For those of you who are getting sick and tired of having to be on the phone and making all those phone calls and sending those emails all the time, don't stop. Don't stop. It's working right now. It's working. That's the reason why this is running out. For those of you who don't know, next week is their last week in session before they go on 4th of July break. Can you imagine if these communists celebrate the 4th of July? I mean, honestly, of all the nerve, these bastards are, and I mean that in the biblical sense. They're totally illegitimate. They're not legitimate U.S. senators anymore when it comes to their oath of office. But these people, they actually take off for the 4th of July break, and so next week is their last chance to get this done before they go on the 4th of July break. And so, folks, we need to keep this pressure up. Let me show you a couple more here. I got some more here. We'll talk about that in a second. This is from Axios just a little bit ago. This is their scoop. Frustration inside the Senate GOP conference is boiling among conservatives at the way Senator Cornyn is handling this whole debacle. Oops, I didn't actually share that, did
You
I?
didn't share it. There you
Whoops,
go.
there we go. Now you guys can see it. Check out this headline, though, folks, and this is what's so important here. This is why we're telling you. I know maybe you live in Ohio and Rob Portman is your scumbag U.S. Senator. Maybe you live in Pennsylvania and Pat Toomey, or maybe you live in North Carolina and both of your U.S. senators are selling you out right now. We need to keep the pressure on, because look at this headline right here. The Senate GOP conference is getting ticked off at Senator Cornyn, who is the man who aspires to succeed Mitch McConnell after Mitch McConnell retires. Okay, so the more we can drive a wedge in here and vilify Senator Cornyn, the bigger opportunity that we have to fracture the entire Republican conference and jeopardize John Cornyn's chance of becoming the next leader of the Republican conference. So I know it's a little, took a while for me to say that there, but suffice it to say, we have a big opportunity here because, like everybody, like all politicians, quite frankly, Cornyn wants to rise. He wants to go to the next level. He wants to be the turtle from Kentucky's replacement, Mitch McConnell. So guys, we need to keep it up. We need to not lose heart, not get faint, not grow weary. I mean, if you're getting tired of holding your hands up, what's that story from in the Bible of Moses? As
Moses
long as his
having
hands
Joshua
were in the
and
air,
Aaron.
the people of God were winning the fight, folks. If you're getting tired and your hands are getting tired and you just want to take a break, have some friends help you out, folks. Share this video with them. Again, we've made it super easy for everybody in every single part of America to jump in and hammer on your U.S. senators, folks. That's the website right there. It's so easy. Honestly, I should pull it up myself and click through it for a couple of minutes.
That'd be great. I think what really needs to be stressed, guys, is this is not a victory lap video.
No.
What this is us coming to tell you, and I'm sorry, I think of the movie 300 and the actual historic battle of the 300, and you just start to see that chink that's happening. You have been a shield wall telling the Republicans, hell no, you're not bartering away my freedom, which is also my country. No, and we're starting to see that their attack is starting to wane, and we are outlasting the socialist scumbags calling for gun control. We are outlasting them, and so we have to, instead of even keeping momentum, we need to ramp it up, guys. We need to send more emails, 2, 3, 4 a day if you have to, if you can. Send it to everybody. Now is the time to be doubling down and drive this wedge that started, that we see now on all the talking heads complaining about. Now is the time to force it in there and stop it. It's a wonderful time.
Hey guys, be like, where'd that comment go? Hang on just a second here. Where'd she go? Be like Diane. Here we are. Check that out. I've sent at least 10 emails. Every time you send a link, I send it. Diane, thank you so much.
Yes.
You're the American backbone that's keeping this going. Folks, if you want something else to do, Cornyn's the guy. John Cornyn from Texas is the guy, the architect behind all of this trash. So if you want to, here, I'm gonna change the screen up here for just a second. I'm gonna go to me. All right, folks, I'm gonna shut the chat off for just a second. Check this out right here. Okay. Click if you want to screenshot this on your phone.
Yep.
I'm gonna hide that from the screen. Screenshot this on your phone and make it a practice over the next week, okay? Because a week from now, we're going to know a lot more information. But the whole goal here, folks, is to just make sure these scumbags, people like Cornyn, know that you mean business, that you take your freedoms seriously. All right, 212-224-2934. That's the number for Trader Cornyn. We're not going to call him John anymore. Well, we shouldn't call him John. John is the name of so many thousands and hundreds of thousands of wonderful Americans. He really is a shame to the whole name.
Even in the name.
But we got to keep this pressure up. Let me see if I can get you back to normal size there, Alex. It's not working now.
That's good.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bless you, Diane, says Rob Nisley. Rob Nisley is the political director here at Ohio Gun Owners. But let's check out another one here. So again, the Republican conference is getting sick and tired of the way that John Cornyn is handling this. And what you guys are doing a great job of is focusing on red flags. All right. Let's pull this one up here. This is John Cornyn today. This is just a couple of hours ago. He's like, I'm through talking. The top Republican negotiator walks out of Senate gun talks. So, folks, the conservatives, even the moderate Republicans in some of these states, are getting just hammered by the people from their districts back home. They're putting the squeeze on them and saying, dude, right in front of these all important midterms, you're putting a freaking gun control bill. You're making Republicans vote on a gun control bill. How stupid are you? And so here he says, look at that tagline right there at the bottom. It says, John Cornyn with reporters at the Capitol. It's fish or cut bait, he said. I don't know what they have in mind, but I'm through talking. Well, you know what? I'll just be the first one to say it here, folks. A breakdown in negotiations is exactly what we're trying to get here. Okay.
And don't cut him any slack. Like, oh, he's having a hard time negotiating. He's there trying to stop this. He should have never walked into the room. He should have never even agreed to the sit down. So don't think that he's doing anything memorable or anything honorable by saying that he can't come to an agreement and that the left is being too extreme about this. He shouldn't have been there to begin with.
Exactly.
Don't let him off on that.
I wanted to read off this quote for everybody. This was on WAPO, Washington Post, a couple of hours ago. Listen to this. And this goes to reinforce my point of this guy is insane for doing this right now. Actually, at any time, it's never a good time to do this stuff. But right now, in advance of the midterms, is especially stupid. But in case you're on the fence, in case you're sitting there thinking to yourself, oh, maybe there's some good stuff in this. This is what Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut said just a little while ago. He's like, this is one of the nastiest pieces of trash in the entire U.S. Senate. Okay. He says this measure has the historic potential effect of breaking the gun lobby's grip on Congress. Okay. So in case you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, some of these Republicans, they're not going to objectively help the Democrats. The worst of the worst is standing there saying, this is historic. This gun control is breaking 30-year precedent of not letting gun control bills get passed through Congress. And it's nasty. That's all the proof that you need. So Charles Walters asked a good question there. He says, is an assault weapons ban off the table? Well, here's the deal. We are working overtime to try to kill this proposal from making it to the floor, because if it does, Nancy Pelosi has already announced that they have assault weapons ban hearings ready to go in the House, so that if this one passes, they're going to follow right along behind it with the assault weapons ban. Assault weapons being in air quotes, obviously, around here. So again, we didn't have a whole lot to come on here. Here's further proof. Let me bring another one up here. A couple of days ago, David Hogg, that bicepless weirdo from Florida, check this out. He's all over this, saying this is wonderful. It's historic. Well, look at this, folks. This is at 8:47 tonight. I mean, we're not even talking 2 hours ago. He's like, it's heartbreaking seeing people who were middle schoolers when they got active in the movement after Parkland, now graduating from high school and yet still not a single federal gun safety law has passed. In other words, he's starting to whine and bitch and moan. And folks, that means he can read the tea leaves too. He's starting to squeal. He is starting to squeal. He's starting to get mad because he sees the cracks that we are seeing. We see them as cracks for freedom. Yeah, exactly. Great point, Alex. Yeah. You guys and your phone calls and your emails are what is forcing these cracks to happen. All right. So I'm gonna pop this up on the screen right now. You guys can go to stopredflags.com. We're asking everybody to keep on it, keep hammering on them. And that again, that link is universal. It can be used by anybody anywhere in America, and it puts them in touch with their U.S. senators. All right. So I don't care what state you live in. You know, I don't care. Even if you live in a state like Minnesota with two Democrats that you believe will firmly vote for this
Georgia.
Stuff. Georgia. Yeah, I walked past old Raphael Warnock the other day, Alex.
Patrick Parsons nailed him.
Yeah,
awesome.
Awesome. We're boots on the ground there all the time in DC confronting these guys. You know what? I should have got that video up here of me confronting Roy Blunt. That would have been a good one to.
I can grab that for you. Get a link.
Nah, too late for that. But folks, I mean, that's why we always ask people, if you're not with us, if you're not a member of the American Firearms Association, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's $35 a year. That's like less than 10 cents a day to be a part of this thing, to be a part of, quite frankly, it's the best and most active gun rights organization in the country. We are frontline. Patrick Parsons and I have been working Capitol Hill for the last several weeks. Aaron was there the other day. Last week. We're going to keep pounding and pressing the flesh. But if you're not a member, go to joinafa.org and sign up and become one.
Let's be real candid here for a second, folks. The cracks have been started by you all. If anyone asks you in a month from now, if red flags fail to go through, how did red flags stop? They're all going to blame the NRA. But just to set the record straight, we've talked about this a lot, or you have, Chris. The NRA hasn't taken a position on anything that's being discussed by these 20 senators, the 10 sellout, backstabbing traitors, and the 10 Democrats. The NRA hasn't said a thing. So the NRA is not leaning any pressure to stop these gun control bills, to destroy our country in due process.
Yeah.
It has been you all, your emails and your phone calls. Okay, so don't think that there's any other great higher entity doing this for you. It's you yourselves as members of the American Firearms Association. We just empower you to do it. We just help it, make it possible for you to get in contact with them. But you are causing the crack. So just widen it, finish it, keep calling. Let's end it.
Exactly.
I would love the 4th of July would be awesome if this was dead by then.
Well, yeah, that's really the key point here, folks, is that we got to keep this up. Keep hammering on them, and get at least up to the 4th of July break. We need to make sure this does not make it to the floor by next week. Again, we just saw in that article on Twitter just a few minutes ago. John Cornyn said, "I'm through talking. I'm done talking." He's like, "I'm done trying to please these conservatives. Let's pass a full-blown freaking gun control bill." And then he left. He went back to Texas. He's back in Texas right now. And he said, "It's fish or cut bait. I'm done." So this is a great opportunity that we have here to get this thing shut down. I'm going to jump into the comments section. I saw a guy named Jim Pellis. He says, "It's embarrassing. Jim. It's embarrassing that Rhino Roy is from Missouri." Well, you know what, Jim? If you have any more choice words that you would like me to convey to Roy Blunt for you, the next time I see him, just let me know in the comments section. I'll do my level best to give him your best regards at the next time I see him. For those of you who didn't see, I was I was outside the Capitol yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday morning. I was out in front of the U.S. Capitol and
Yep.
confronted Roy Blunt, U.S. Senator Roy Blunt from Missouri, and I asked him very directly. I said, "Why are you stabbing gun owners in the back with your red flags gun confiscation?" He's like, "Let's not call it that." I said, "It's got no due process in it. Why are you trying to
Yep.
screw over people's due process rights?" And he's like, "Well, let's just not call it that." And I'm like, "What do you want to call it? It is what it is, man. It's red flags gun confiscation." And he kept on walking away. But that is the focal point. That's why we keep flashing this graphic up here, stopredflags.com. Again, this is the rally point for the pro gun side, and this is where the Republican conference is taking on so much water. You know, you got people like Cornyn sitting there trying to convince the Republican conference that there will be due process in here. But the very fact of the matter is that it is a funding bill that gives money to the states to create their own red flag laws. The moment that money gets transferred, the federal government has no authority or oversight over the state legislatures, thank God. I mean that very seriously. Thank the Lord that our system is that way. But they have no ability to sit there and say, "Oh, yeah, Ohio, now here's all your money. Now go and create a red flag law that protects due process." It does not exist. By the very definition of it, ERPOs allow you to have your gun rights taken away from you by these liberal prick judges, you know, and without you ever being charged, tried, or convicted of a crime. Again, if you get a traffic ticket, you have more due process rights to go and contest that than you do if you are red flagged. And again, I don't. It seems like the gun rights community isn't conveying this properly, but red flag laws from their inception have nothing to do with trying to stop bad people from doing bad things. This is a political weapon.
Yep.
Red flag laws are a political weapon being deployed by the radical left to target and disarm their political opponents. It will be conservatives, it will be Republicans that will be the direct targets for red flag gun confiscation laws. That's the way this is going to go. These liberal prosecutors, these liberal sheriffs, these liberal police chiefs, these whack job leftist family members, these leftist activists all over the country, the ones that don't go violent and start shooting people, I guess. They're going to be out there filing these red flag petitions on people up one side and down the other. That is the entire goal behind red flag laws. And so for John Cornyn to be sitting here brokering a deal with Chuck Schumer, Chris Murphy, Dick Blumenthal, Dianne Feinstein, all these insane whack jobs that will fund the states to pass their own versions of it, like Pennsylvania's, for example, the one that they're trying to stop there. I think it's House Bill 1903 in Pennsylvania.
Huh.
It literally allows you to have your gun rights taken away for life if you get one time. And folks, I'll tell you, you get a gun charge on your record like that, well, kiss your job goodbye. Kiss custody of your kids goodbye. Kiss your standing in divorce court goodbye. And those are all points that what's his name, Matt Gaetz from Florida.
Gaetz from Florida brought up. Yep.
So whenever you see the term red flag law, think to yourself, political weapon by the left. It's a political weapon by the left designed for them to target and take down their political opponents. That's it. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. And if you think the left is not capable of doing this, boy, I don't know what to tell you. They are they're off the chain. Julie-Ann says Florida red flags is bad. I think over 8,000 people have been red flagged. That's exactly right. That's the metric that that Matt Gaetz quoted on the House floor last week. But I just asked people, was there 8,000 school shooters that just got disarmed down there? No, absolutely not. Like he said, this is being used against people in divorce court, child custody court, and all different kinds of things. And that's right now. Again, looking forward 2 or 3 years when the radical left is just at full-blown apex screaming banshee mode, they are going to freaking use this against all of us. So we need to stop this.
How many times was the Parkland shooter was even investigated by the FBI in advance, right? I mean, it just goes. Yeah. I don't even know why they contrived this notion of if people tip us off to dangerous people, we can stop them. They have blown every opportunity they have ever had. They were on watch lists. They were investigated. I mean, they'd even been out there and checked on them numerous times, and we could pull the data on that, some of the information on that. But it's absolutely useless. And I was actually talking with a lawyer here in Georgia today about this. Georgia, for instance, has that law on the books already. If someone's a danger to themselves or someone else, you have to provide the evidence. A judge has to look at the evidence and weigh it out. This already exists. So what are they trying to shove down our throats? It's something new. It's something different. And it's something that every Democrat right now in the Atlanta Capitol would love to have to start red flagging their opponents, folks. That's a great headline. It's it's a tool. It is an absolute tool to use against us.
Yeah. Julie-Ann, again, she's bringing up awesome points here tonight, but anybody who was at DC on January 6th, just being there, just being in the crowd to witness an historic event, that's easily grounds. I mean, they have portrayed anybody who was there as insurrectionists, and it's absolutely ludicrous. It's absolutely ludicrous to sit there and make the claim that somebody simply at the Capitol that day was there with nefarious intent. There was, I know a lot of people that were there. I wasn't there myself. And here's a little task for you at the fake news media. Why don't you scroll through all that video footage and see if you can find me there? Yeah, just go and waste your time looking for that. But Julie makes a great point.
Yeah.
It's the January 6th rally one day. It's any other kind of political event another day. I mean, we throw very famous and well-attended gun rights rallies here at the Ohio State House on a pretty frequent basis. And what's to stop a future anti-gun administration from using their whatever those machines are, those I don't know, they're like those neighborhood phone scanners that they can track each. I forget what they're called, but what's to stop them from harvesting all of that data and saying, okay, if you are a right winger and you're at that thing and your cell phone can be traced back to there, we have deemed that unacceptable behavior, and you're now hereby the subject of a red flag. If you weren't there to do anything bad, don't worry, you'll get to go and try to convince the judge later on, that you weren't going to do anything bad. And if you please the court, and if it pleaseth the king, you might be able to get your gun rights back. But if not, well, we're just going to err on the side of tyranny and take away your God-given right to defend yourself.
Yep.
That's where this country is going if we don't get this stuff stopped. That's not just Ohio, that's every state in America. And folks, I've seen the liberal nut jobs in North Carolina. I mean, go all around the Triangle area down there. I mean, they're just packed. They're packed in there. There's all kinds of people who would love to red flag you.
Oh, I know the names of them. I mean, for crying out loud, folks, Merrick Garland, the Attorney General for the United States, was trying to add parents at public school board meetings to the domestic terrorist list. For crying out loud. Yeah. Okay. Who else is going to get red flagged besides domestic terrorists, right? I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous, and you have. I'm sure you all see just where they are trying to go with this, and that's why we're just going to bring them back to the point. StopRedFlags.com. Send your emails again tonight. Send them again in the morning. Send them again tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Guys and gals, if you take any daily medications, when you take the medication in the morning, go to StopRedFlags.com. It's going to be good for your blood pressure both ways. But,
Oh, yeah.
Stopping for lunch, send it again. Keep hammering them. They hate it. They hate it. So we love it. We love it.
You guys are doing a great job.
Mm.
I know that when we first started out on this action sequence, that we knew it was going to be a fight, and we're always concerned about being able to make sure that everybody stays engaged. You guys are obviously having the effect intended, and all I can ask you is to keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to throw another graphic up there really quick because this might be on the Senate floor early next week. Go to stopdettelbach.com. Again, this is one of those things where you can screenshot with your phone real quick, and you can use that as a reference to type in later. But Steve Dettelbach, the corrupt gun control advocate from the northern part of Ohio, is up for nomination to the ATF chief position. And I know that I saw earlier today that Rob Portman was one of the people that voted for the scumbag. So keep the pressure on your U.S. Senator on Dettelbach as well. I'm a little bit thankful to sit there and Jeff Hansen says, if you take daily medication, don't tell anyone you're a drug user and need your fire. We're talking about your daily zinc, your daily, what are these other vitamins that my wife has me on? I don't know. But anyway, Dettelbach is a nasty, nasty piece of work. But, looking ahead, if we have Republican control of Congress, people like Jim Jordan, and again, I hate to keep singling him out, but he will likely be the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. He better be dragging Dettelbach's rotten carcass in front of that committee.
Politically speaking.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course, we are nothing but advocating for the use of this wonderful system of checks and balances that our founding fathers have purchased for us. And it's a fantastic one. We're urging everybody to keep taking full advantage of it. But people like Jim Jordan, they better be using that judiciary chairmanship just as nasty and just as vicious as the Democrats, like Ralph Nadler did last week. They better be doing the exact same thing. Drag Dettelbach in there. Demand answers for Fast and Furious. Demand answers for their ATF rule changes on bump stocks and on pistol braces and on what's the other one? 80%ers and how they're targeting these trigger manufacturers and stuff like that. We had better use the power if we control the process. That's all I can say. Too oftentimes you see these Republicans get timid and they're like, oh, well, now that we got the majority, we don't want to do anything to rock the boat and jeopardize our majority. No, you idiots. That's how you got in there in the first place. Rock the dadgum boat.
Exactly.
You're trying to sink the ship of freedom in this country.
Have you seen the Democrats keeping it steady for you all? Have the Democrats been playing it safe for you? Have they not tried to shove any agendas of their own down your throats? Absolutely, they have. How dare you play the weak side?
Yep. All right, folks. I see my buddy John Wemmer checking in from Vinton County. John, I think we're about ready to wrap this one up. But folks, again, we are starting to see cracks in their defense on this. We are seeing them get very defensive. John Cornyn, the chief negotiator, the chief compromiser, is working overtime to try to get this done. But then today he announced that he's done with it. He's like, shut up and vote. I'm done. And he left for Texas. So keep hammering, keep hitting that stopredflags.com link and firing off those emails. Again, hammering on this point, on the red flags portion of this bill, is our chief attack point at trying to derail the bill entirely. So hit that, go to that website, stopredflags.com. That goes right to your U.S. Senator, and tell him hell no on all of this gun control. Alex, did you have anything else before I
did. I saw a couple of comments, people asking for you to show Cornyn's phone number again.
Oh,
so
yeah,
absolutely. Throw up that sheet.
Yeah.
Y'all get ready to take these pictures. And I'm talking specifically to you, Susan in Bethlehem, who I know is watching. Screenshot this right now, and all day tomorrow at work, you can just be calling that phone number and telling Cornyn to stop red flags. All of us can. It just takes a couple of minutes to give these people a holler, and tell John Cornyn to stop negotiating away our country.
I just realized, and we'll sign off with this, but while I'm holding this piece of paper, I could give him the old Rush Limbaugh. Maybe I'm dating myself. Does anybody here love Rush Limbaugh or used to love Rush Limbaugh? I know I used to listen to him like every Tuesday as my mom took me to piano lessons in Harris, Iowa.
I remember that.
But here, listen to this. I have it right here in my hands, folks. John Trader Cornyn's phone number. Remember how he do that? There it is, right there, folks. Do what Rush Limbaugh would do. Do what Tucker Carlson did the other night. He took Cornyn to the woodshed.
Yep.
But there's so much on the line. I don't need to sit here and tell you guys all that. But keep hammering on them, folks. We'll be back with more updates as they come out. So thanks